Last week, we got our major September Nintendo Direct, and if you were to tell me that Splatoon Raiders was not going to feature in it at all, I probably wouldn't believe you. Now, although the Switch 2 era hasn't been around for that long yet, there have been some complaints from players about not enough first-party announcements leading into the future for the new console. And Splatoon Raiders absolutely is going to be one of the bigger first-party games that they'll be releasing, hopefully next year. Yet strangely, it was completely absent within the most recent Nintendo Direct, not getting a mention or any new footage at all. When Splatoon Raiders was first announced, which was a few months ago now, it was done pretty unceremoniously. It happened over on the Nintendo Today app first of all, which a lot of people actually missed since it's not the most popular thing out there, and then later on it was put over onto the YouTube channel, where it did get a decent amount of views, but keep in mind this was actually combined with a trailer for Splatoon's next update, so a lot of the attention also went towards that. Now, that's not me saying that because of how it's being marketed, it's not going to be a successful game or anything like that. This is Splatoon at the end of the day, and I think it's still going to be really popular, especially being the first spin-off. A lot of people are going to want to try this. But it's definitely very strange that Nintendo decided not to make a mention of it at all, when it is definitely one of the biggest first-party games coming out in the future that we know of. Now, Splatoon Raiders could very well still be quite a far ways out. And personally, I'm not in any rush for it to release. I always believe that we should let the developers cook and take their time. I don't think they should be under pressure to announce this game, especially given it was completely a surprise. But it almost feels like the initial trailer for Splatoon Raiders was perhaps done a bit prematurely. In fact, now I'm starting to wonder if the only reason why they released it when they did was sort of to bring more traction and hype to the fact that Splatoon 3 was effectively getting a major new update after a long time. If this isn't the case, you really think that Nintendo would at least show something to promote it within the major Nintendo Direct. After all, the Directs are viewed by millions and millions of people, so if they wanted to bring more attention towards this game, it would be a great way to do so. But currently, it really doesn't feel like they've done a major job of promoting it at all. Nintendo tends to begin big marketing pushes like a month before their game's release, which I think is fine. Sometimes I do wish the marketing pushes were a little bit longer just to give us some more hype, but I understand that for a lot of people, they just want to learn everything before the game is just about to come out. They don't want to learn everything and then be waiting ages. But at the same time, it definitely does feel like the omission of Splatoon Raiders within the latest Direct indicates that this game is probably still quite a ways off, and we're not going to be seeing much about it anytime soon. I imagine the next major Nintendo Direct will probably be in February. That's usually how the pattern goes, even though Nintendo hasn't been as consistent with this in the new era. So I really hope that we might learn something else about the game at that point, but I honestly don't think we'll see anything before then. Also, given many of the releases are coming out in October, November, and December, with even major games being released in the same months, it pretty much does confirm to me that any hopes of this game coming out in 2025 are just non-existent. I really would be shocked at this point with so little time left this year if they release it. And like I said, I'm completely okay with that. I don't think that is the end of the world. As like I said, we just weren't expecting this game to come out, and I don't want to feel like I'm already complaining about it, but I will admit I'm a tad bit disappointed that they completely skipped over it in the Direct. Mostly because I feel like Nintendo doesn't do an amazing job of marketing Splatoon, especially here in the West. As we know, it's absolutely huge in Japan, and it feels like they don't really put in the same amount of effort as they do in the rest of the world, which is a common complaint that I've seen throughout the years, honestly. So I really hope that when the time does come and they feel ready to show off more, they'll go crazy marketing this game, because it could be a really big point for the Splatoon franchise to become something bigger. I'd love to see it have more and more popularity and more people play it. I think that'd be fantastic for all of us. So here's hoping they will start to show off more for Splatoon Raiders, at the very least in the next Nintendo Direct. But what do you think? Do you think they should have shown Splatoon Raiders off in the latest Direct, or did you not even think about its omission? And what are you hoping for with this new game? If you made it to the end, be sure to comment Splat Gang so I know you did. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe and turn on notifications for more.